This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening. Well, what a loaded bulletin it is that's headed your way. The big nominations for the Academy Awards that have been announced and the Mozart of Madras has featured not once but twice. If that's big, it just gets bigger. 12 noted individuals from Tamil Nadu in their respective fields have been conferred the Padma Awards. Bhama Devi Ravi, my colleague, joins me to roll out those names in just a bit. On Headlines now this evening, we also have a very special guest who's coming up. The man who's going to have a lot to handle today, the big Republic Day tomorrow as well. The Commissioner of Police of Greater Chennai, Mr. T. Rajendran, also joins us. Lots to be asked, heard and seen, so we head straight away to the top stories tonight. Tamil Nadu's SPB has confirmed the Padma Bhushan for playback singing, music direction and acting for 2010. Will Rahman repeat his Oscar magic? The music maestro gets 2 nominations, Danny Boyle once again being his lucky charm.
Roasted!
Oh gosh, it's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
The Lankan High Commissioner meets the Chief Secretary. Both affirm to keep respective citizens safe.
So we will wait for the investigation from the Indian side to complete, and we hope that they will share the results so that we can also proceed on that direction.
CPM's General Secretary invites his alliance partner Jayalalitha to Delhi for a massive rally against price rise.
I have requested her to participate in that program in Delhi.
As the nation prepares to celebrate the 62nd Republic Day celebration, security is tightened in and around the city. And brand new medical centers dot the suburbs of Chennai. An explosive report coming your way. Let's also bring you the rest of the day's news nationally before we get into those stories in detail. Top BJP leaders and workers arrested as they cross into Jammu before their Ekta Yatra. An additional collector is burnt to death while he was conducting a raid on kerosene black marketeers in Maharashtra. Arushi's father, Dr. Rajesh Talwar, is serious, says his family, after being attacked in court with a cleaver. The attacker had also stabbed former DGP Rathore. We can't name anybody but have nothing to hide, says the finance minister, says disclosures only after prosecution. Suresh Kalmadi digs his heels in, says only the IOA can remove him from the organizing committee. On to our top story today. Caught at gunpoint in mid-sea a few days back were helpless Indian fishermen, and last night Buddhist monks at a center in our city were the target of another set of attacks. Attacks that could have been the eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth by a group of pro-Tamil activists. There certainly is a huge cloud of worry and tension floating over both the nations now. While on our part, the state's chief secretary has assured an all-out protection to the Lankan government's properties here in Tamil Nadu, the Sri Lankan High Commissioner, who's visiting the city, sounded quite nervous today, but the senior diplomat has also made a loud declaration on his part, saying that even if Indian fishermen were to cross international waters, they would not be fired at. He maintained that the Sri Lankan Navy has not been doing so even now and is not responsible for the recent killings of the Indian fishermen. In fact, last night, the Buddhist center in the city, which is just a stone's throw away from the Commissioner's office in Egmore, was vandalized by 10 unidentified men armed with clubs. In the attack, 4 monks were injured, one of them being a vice-chancellor with the Sri Lankan University. 3 special teams of the police force are out to hunt them down. Meanwhile, police also suspect the involvement of pro-Tamil fringe groups in view of the fishermen's killings of late. The Sri Lankan High Commissioner has also visited the Mahabodhi Society where the attack took place.
We want to work with Indian government to ensure that Indian fishermen are not harmed even when they cross into Sri Lankan waters and fish in our waters, because we want them to be not harmed or not killed or not manhandled, even if they violate the international maritime boundary line. We want them to peacefully return, and that is our objective. And we are concerned that whoever who has done this attack on Indian fishermen, why they have done that is our concern, and we want to find out. So we will wait for the investigation from the Indian side to complete, and we hope that they will share the results so that we can also proceed on that direction. We have to find out who killed them. We have to find out. It's a common responsibility. Sri Lankan government will try to ensure that will ensure and will try to ensure that Indian fishermen, when they cross over to Sri Lankan waters, which they should not do, even when they cross, they will not be attacked by force.
Joining us this evening is our special guest, the Commissioner of Police, Greater Chennai, Mr. T. Rajendran. Welcome, sir, to the show, and welcome to this discussion as well. First off, we know that there are going to be a host of issues we'd like to bring in, but first up, have those teams that have really been sent out to make a breakthrough in this case, have they made any arrests so far in this Mahabodhi Society attack case?
Not yet, but we've been questioning some people now, and I think in the next day or two we'll be showing some arrest.
Right, sir. Also, since your department is handling the Lalit Modi case, what is the status so far on that front?
I think one of the persons to whom the summons was issued, Mr. Ajay Verma, I think he's appeared before the Deputy Commissioner Central Crime Branch today. So I think he must have interrogated him.
Right. Apart from Mr. Verma itself, has Lalit Modi himself responded to the Central Crime Branch?
Not as yet. I think I have to check with my Central Crime Branch. But I think the others, apart from Lalit Modi, the others we expect them to appear before the Central Crime Branch by the end of the month.
Right. Before we let you go, tomorrow is Republic Day, a big day, a busy one for your department and for your men. What are the security measures that you have really put in place and really are giving out to the public for tomorrow?
We've taken the usual security measures. Like 2-3 days back, we started the storming operations of checking lodges or checking vehicles, and even checking people in certain areas. And about 2,000 people will be deployed, including traffic. And we are taking care of the coast also. We have tied up with the Coast Guard, and we have also tied up with the Coastal Security Group. And there will be tight security because VIPs are involved and foreign dignitaries are involved. So we've taken all measures necessary to ensure that it passes off peacefully.
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Mr. Rajendran, for joining us tonight on Headlines Now. We do wish that you go ahead with those measures that you really have been putting in place. Now, still ahead on the bulletin, it's a double bonanza for Tamil Nadu, which is bringing in SPB and A.R. Rahman with more awards. They set a new tune to their musical careers with this.